You are watching Daily Market Pulse. Today is Monday, May 11, 2026. If you want a clean daily read on macro and market risk, subscribe for the next briefing. WTI crude is trading at about $98, higher on the day, up about 3%. Gold is trading at about $4,680, slightly lower on the day. Let's take a closer look at the impact on oil prices. WTI crude is trading at about $98, higher on the day, up about 3%. The agreement has eased geopolitical tensions, but investors should remain cautious and watch for further developments in the Middle East. The ceasefire has also boosted stocks, with the S&P 500 reaching new highs. Let's take a closer look at the impact on oil prices and what it means for investors. Now let's look at the stock market rally. The stock market has rallied on the news of the ceasefire, with the S&P 500 reaching new highs. The rally is due to the reduced risk of a wider conflict in the Middle East and the potential for further diplomatic efforts in the region. Let's take a closer look at the impact on the stock market and what it means for investors. Finally, let's look at the impact on Bitcoin and gold. The ceasefire has eased tensions, but investors should remain cautious and watch for further developments in the crypto market. Bitcoin prices have risen 0.1% and gold prices have risen 1.2%. Let's take a closer look at the impact on Bitcoin and gold and what it means for investors. Now let us turn to today's live market snapshot, where gold, crypto, stocks. Now for our daily financial market update. Here is where the key asset classes stand as of Monday, May 11, 2026. Gold is trading at about $4,680, slightly lower on the day, and is higher over the past 5 sessions. Silver is at about $81, slightly higher today and strongly higher over the past 5 sessions. In crypto, Bitcoin is at about $81,100, lower on the session, and higher over the past 5 sessions. Ethereum is at about $2,350, lower today. Other major crypto, Solana at about $95, lower. BNB at about $655, lower. XRP at about $1.453, lower. On equities, the S&P 500 at 7,398.9, slightly higher. The Nasdaq at 26,247.1, higher. The Dow at 49,609.2, flat. Internationally, the DAX at 24,306.2, slightly lower. The Nikkei at 62,417.9, slightly lower. The FTSE at 10,241.3, flat. On the bond side, the 10-year U.S. Treasury yield is at 4.4%, slightly lower on the session, and the 30-year yield is at 4.9%, slightly lower. Yields remain in focus as the market watches for Federal Reserve signals. Rounding out the macro picture, WTI crude at about $98 per barrel, higher. The dollar index at 97.98, slightly higher. Euro dollar at 1.178, slightly higher. The picture is mixed across asset classes, with no dominant directional theme yet. Investors are watching macro catalysts closely before committing to a clear risk stance. So what does today mean for you? The ceasefire has eased tensions, but investors should remain cautious and watch for further developments in the Middle East. Thank you for your attention, and we will see you again tomorrow.